Okay, so just find yourself standing and take a moment to just shift your weight foot to foot. Before we get into our breathing and our practices, we're going to move our bodies a little bit. Okay, so just side to side. And then just go ahead and let your feet settle a little bit wider than normal. So you really feel stable here. Bend and straighten your knees a few times, kind of feel those little joints. Roll your shoulders. So our goal for the next few moments is just to get embodied, to come into our skin. Shake your hands. Shake your hands briskly as if you had water on your hands and you just are trying to dry them without using paper towels that ruin the planet. And then just let your arms hang at your sides and you'll feel that nice little tingly feeling in your fingers. Inhale the arms up. And then we'll do the first few slow motion. Bend your knees and just sweep the arms behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. You might feel yourself kind of coming onto your toes and back into your heels. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to start to make that a little faster. So inhale and then really throw it out with an exhale that's loud. The inhale is this really big sniff. You might be making sound like ha, or like you're blowing out candles on a birthday cake. 3 more. And then lift the arms up high and imagine you're climbing a rope. So you're just reaching side to side, feeling into that side body, just getting movement and breath working together here. Side to side, feeling those obliques, warming up the shoulders. Both arms lift and then lower your arms to the sides. Step a little bit wider, turn your toes out just a little and start to twist side to side. Your arms are like empty coat sleeves and you're just gonna let your hands tap you either on the hips or the waist or the shoulders. Let your head go with you. Inhale on one side, exhale on the other. Just getting embodied, aware that you have a body. You're not just a walking mind going through life. 3, 2, 1, and then pause. Close your eyes and feel. I'd like you to just notice how you feel right now. Physically, emotionally, mentally, how do you feel? Inhale your arms up high. Exhale, bow forward, put a giant bend in your knees. Come down into a forward fold, maybe ragdoll, and just hang right here for a few breaths. So in this folded over position, how do you feel? Just check in. Let's let our hands come down to the floor, put a deeper bend in the knees, and then drop to knees. Cat and cow. So inhale as the chest comes forward, hips lift, exhale to lower. And again, we're just checking in. How do you feel? What do you notice? Let's find neutral, straight in the middle. Bring your knees closer together and then just drop your hips side to side. You're going to get a nice little outer hip stretch. Just trying to find all the places where bodies get tight. And then let's open the knees wide, bring the big toes to touch, stretch the arms out long, come into child's pose. Breathe here and just notice how you feel here. And then just slowly bring those fingers to your knees. Bring yourself around to a seat. Just come into a seat, and if you have a bolster or cushion to sit on, that always feels a little better. Roll your shoulders. And then just pause. If you'd like, you can just bring one hand to your heart, maybe even both hands. And then the second question is, how do you want to feel? How would you like to be during this time on the mat? And what is an energy or an emotion or a sense that you'd like to take with you into the rest of your day? And that becomes your intention for your time here. So I have some things on the books today that I need some energy for, but I'd like to show up today with calm energy, both. Calm energy. So that's my intention. How do you want to feel? Let's begin our practice seated here with some neck stretches. So bring your right fingers to the floor or cushion beside you and your left hand to the side of your head, and let's just give a little opening to the muscles in the side of your neck. Really reach those right fingers out and away. Sit as tall as you can and imagine breathing into the right side of your neck. Super tight place for a lot of us. Keep your head where it is, but bring your left hand across to your collarbone. So it's crossing the body, and you're just gonna pull down, like pull the skin of your shoulder down and forward as you continue to stretch your left ear to your left shoulder. That should help you get in there a little bit deeper. Breathe, everyone. And then take this left hand, place it on the temple, and push your head back to neutral so your head doesn't have to do any work. Now just notice the two sides of your neck. And walk your left fingers out. Take your right hand and gently weight your head. So in these stretches, we're looking for edge. We're looking for a sensation that's not too much, but it's enough to be interesting. See if you can find that place that's right in the middle. Just right. It's interesting, but it's not painful. Keep your head where it is. Bring your right hand to the left shoulder and just pull that skin down and forward. You'll find a little bit more of an edge, maybe toward the back side of your neck. Almost like getting a massage. And then use your hand to help you bring your head back up, fingertips on the floor, and then just gently look over your shoulder side to side. Notice how easily your head pivots at the top of your neck. Good, and then tuck your chin to your chest. Lift your chin toward the ceiling. Just do that a couple times. Yes. And release. Pull the shoulders up by your ears. Really, really squeeze those muscles and then roll backwards, squeeze tight in the back and drop your shoulders down. We'll do that a couple times. Big shoulder circles. Let the fingertips come to the floor again. Rotate the palms and lift. Turn the palms down, press the air away. Continue sweeping, moving with your breath. The next time the arms are overhead, let's interlace the fingers, press the palms up, find a big side body stretch. Fill up, empty out. On the next exhale, turn your palms down, round your spine, open up through the shoulder blades. Inhale, arms swing wide like wings. Exhale, hands behind. And we'll do that again. Rise up high. Interlace the fingers, palms press up. Exhale, turn the palms around your spine down. Inhale, open up those wings and reach behind you. Maybe even touch your fingers. Let's go one more time. Reach up, interlace, palms to the ceiling. Palms down, round that spine. Fly, open your wings. Gorgeous, reach behind you. Maybe the fingers touch, maybe even interlace. Let's draw a breath into the chest. Collarbones broad, shoulder blades together. Lovely. Float the arms to the side again, and let's touch our fingers to our shoulders. We're going to do a lot of twisting today. The space between seasons is a really good time to do some twisting and wringing out. So we're going to twist to the right and twist to the left. Just find the edge in both directions. And as we come to the right, let's pause, hand to knee, opposite arm behind your back. Maybe reach around to see if you can find the top of your left thigh. Look over your shoulder. Each inhale helps you sit taller. Each exhale rings out. Let's come back to center, reach your arms out to the sides, fingertips touch shoulders, rotate to the left, and release hands. Inhale to be as tall as you possibly can. Exhale, belly button in, ring out. Friends, it's a great day to be alive. How do you want to feel today? Let's create it here. Come back to center. One more seated stretch. Right hand to the floor, left arm way up and over. Really reach up for the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Press your left hip down. And now just pull that shoulder backwards, just an inch or two. Find an edge. Deliciousness. Return to center, switch sides. Up and over, really finding length. Plug that right sitting bone in, draw the right shoulder back. Find that edge. And come back to center. Let's do one more big shoulder roll. And we'll come around to tabletop position. So from tabletop, let's slowly reach the right arm forward and the left leg back. Come into a spinal balance. Core strong, rib cage kind of sucks in a little bit. Exhale, elbow to knee. Let's just move with breath, out and in. And then reach out and hold. We're going to take that left leg across, so tuck the toes way across you. Right arm wraps behind the back again, and you're just going to look over your right shoulder toward those toes. Stretching through the side body. And sweep everything back to center to switch. Good, everyone. Left arm, right leg. Find your core, find your balance, and then begin moving with breath. Starting to hear that whisper sound of your breath, that ujjayi breath. Reach and hold. The leg comes across onto the toes. Wrap the left arm behind your back. Turn and look at your toes. Side body stretch. And coming back to neutral. So we have the option here, tuck the toes. We're lifting into downward facing dog. If for any reason you don't want your head below your heart, you could put your hands on a chair or a table and be in a little bit more of an L shape. So otherwise, feeling a stretch in your chest, your upper back, walking out your feet, finding those hamstrings. Let's come forward. Hands to shins. Exhale, lower down. Hands to shins. Exhale, lower. One more time, hands to shins, and then we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Take a nice deep breath in. Open your arms out into that wingspan. The palms are up. Step just a little bit wider. And then let's twist again here, nice and slow. Trying to keep our hips forward. Let the twist come from the belly button and the rib cage. Just feel that rotation like a washing machine on slow cycle. Back to center, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Let's come forward and drop to our knees for our first set of birthday push-ups. So we're gonna spin the elbows forward, core stay strong. We're halfway down and up, and we have 10. This is a really great opportunity to work on your chaturanga. So trying to keep the elbows in close to the body, trying not to drop the hips. The hips stay in line with the shoulders. Neck stays in line. When you have done 10, you get to come into child's pose. Yay! Walk your fingers forward, give yourself a stretch. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Pedal the heels. Slowly walk your feet to your hands, lift halfway, fold in half. Rise high. Open your arms out into that wingspan, take a little wider stance, rotation. It should feel a little bit playful, joyful even. Just moving our bodies in these different planes. Good, come back to center, open the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Press to lift halfway. Step back again, downward facing dog. Shifting forward onto our knees. Spin the elbows. So another trick that's really helpful, it's not even a trick, technique, shift way forward and then lower halfway down. That's gonna help you give your elbows a perfect 90-degree bend. If it's less than 90, that's okay. You just don't want more than 90. You have 10 push-ups. And when you hit 10, you get your child's pose. We'll do a little different stretch here this time. You might widen your knees. Bring elbows down, palms together, and then hands come behind the head. A stretch for the triceps. Maybe walk your elbows forward a little farther, your hips back. Find an edge here. How do you want to feel? Let's release the hands, come up into downward facing dog. Lengthen the spine, lift the hips, pedal your heels. And then slowly, feet to hands, lift halfway and fold. Rising high. Open your arms out wide. Feet a little bit wider. One more round of twisting. Just stirring up energy, mixing it up. Using the core muscles to move you. Open and bring your hands to your heart. Let's bring our feet together and we're going to take the right leg behind. So the right foot, you're kind of on the outside edge of that back foot. And then we're just going to bring left hand to hip, right arm up and over. Imagine touching the ceiling. So really lift up and over as that hip pushes to the right. Breathe into the edge you found here. Give the hips a little extra attention today as well. And then return to center. Switching sides. Cross the left leg behind. Come onto the outside edge of that foot. Left arm sweeps. Let the hips sink or press toward the left side. Stretch, reach, lengthen. Smile. Enjoy. And then release. Uncross. Let's hinge forward from the hips. Press hands to shins. Bend and straighten the knees. Get into those hamstrings a little bit more. Back stays neutral. And then put that deep bend in your knees. Let your arms come behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. This is like airplane arms, chair pose. Chest lifts, and if you'd like, come up on your toes. Drinking bird. A little shaking in the legs, never hurt anybody. It's just muscles getting stronger. Breathe deep. How do you want to feel? Let's drop the heels if they're lifted. Scoop the arms all the way up. Cactus your arms into a gentle back bend. Hands meet at the heart and we fold forward. Good job, everybody. Press to lift halfway and then exhale a little bit deeper. We'll step our left foot back and drop the knee down for kneeling lunge. Give your hip flexor a moment to come to the party. Let's bring both hands to the inside of the foot and we'll juice the hip. This is everyone's favorite, right? Drop that knee out and in. Paying attention to the outer hip and the inner thigh. Let's leave the knee out to the side for a bit. Pull your chest through. Let your back hips sink down a bit. A lot going on in the hips right here. Perfect. Perfect. Bring that knee back in, frame the foot with your hands, and then we'll use this front knee to help us come up. If that creates strain in your low back, stay right here. It's a perfect place to be and stretch that hip flexor, especially if you have rods in your spine and it doesn't like back bending. Stay low, just get that hip flexor stretch. If you have your hands up, bring them back to the floor, tuck the toes, and we'll circle the right arm up into a twist. Just kind of wiggle your fingers, really circle your wrist, and then reach as tall as you can. Let breath fill your whole body. We'll release. Find your balance and slowly rise. High lunge. And we'll just finish this side with a little flow. Back to those airplane arms, body comes over the thigh and then slowly lift up. The movement comes from the hips, the spine stays neutral. Inhale to lift. The next time the hands come down, friends, you can either drop to your knees or step back downward facing dog. We're going to come forward and take our third round of yogi push-ups, 10. So shift forward. You can put a block underneath your belly or your chest so you know when to stop. Little spot support. You've got 10 push-ups. And come backwards, child's pose. This time, drag the arms to your sides. You might place your head on a block or a pillow if it doesn't easily touch the floor. And just breathe here. How do you want to feel today? Let's create that with this very next breath, this very next sequence. Bring your hands toward your knees, press yourself up, remove any props. And let's come back to downward facing dog. Bring the feet to the hands. Lifting halfway, put that bend back in your knees and fly your arms. Chair plane, some people call this. And if you'd like, come onto your toes for drinking bird. Lift your chest, upper back is so strong. We're just making heat, creating heat. And then return to the ground. Step your right foot back, drop your knee. Here we go, second side. Hello, hip flexors. Take a moment, go inside. How do you feel right now? Physically, mentally, emotionally, how do you feel right now? And how do you want to feel? Either stay low or gently press to the knee, your choice. Your lower back is boss. It gets to decide. Beautiful, really nice, everyone. With hands on the floor, let's tuck the back toes and open into twisting lunge. Just relax your hand, fingers and wrists. And then inhale to just expand the whole shape. Whole breath all the way to your fingernails, your toenails. Open, extend. And let's return the hand to the floor. Find your balance and rise up, high lunge. And then hinging from the hips, flow with breath. Moving around that energy. When we get in those poses, we get things unstuck. And these movements just help us move that stuckness out into our respiratory system, our circulatory system, where we can exhale and get rid of it. Let's come down into our forward fold, dropping again the knees to the mat. Let's just do our last set of 10 yogi push-ups. Shift forward. And this will put us at 40. I'll save one special push-up for the end. When you get to 10, open your knees wide, come into your favorite way to do child's pose. Be here with breath. Let your whole body exhale. Returning to tabletop. Let's come into pigeon. We've got, I've got some deep hip openers, and actually pigeon is going to be the prep for this. So one way I really love doing pigeon is with a pillow underneath my hips and the foot in front. That creates really, really nice support to just open up and stretch through the hip. You can try that. If not, just bring the knee to the wrist. Make sure your knee feels safe, and then lower down to elbows. Maybe give yourself a little pillow or rest on the floor. Imagine that your hips have lungs. Can you bring breath into the outer edges of your hips? How do you want to feel? Let the intention ride on the breath. We're going to slowly come up to our fingertips. And again, you're just listening to your lower back. If that's too much, you can stay forward a bit more. Listen to your body. Option 2, bend the knee behind you and get a little more quad stretch. And if that's a green light for you, reach back with one hand. You can try 2 different ways to twist to that foot, or maybe both hands reach back. Lots of options for swan pose. Awesome. Go ahead and tuck the back toes, shake the right leg out, and then come to both feet. We're going to shift forward into plank pose. All right, core strong. 1 yogi push-up on our toes for Tiffany. And when you're done, you get to say out loud, happy birthday, Tiffany. Ready? 1 yogi push-up. Happy birthday, Tiffany. And we'll go to the second side of pigeon. Left knee comes forward. Put a pillow under your hips if that feels good to you. Lower down when you're ready. Notice the difference in the two sides of you. Your masculine side, your feminine side. A strong side, a nurturing side. A winter side, a summer side. This left side of the body is the feminine or yin side. We're leaning towards the yin side of the year. The darker, colder months are an embrace of feminine energy, of nurturing, of being warm, of coming inside, caring for ourselves and each other. What do you notice in this side of you? So to come out of this side, gently lift up, come to fingertips. Find the place where your back says yes. And if you'd like, pick up that back foot and take any of those swan variations that you choose. All right, so a little transition here. We're going to shift over to sit on this left hip so that the right leg can swing around. And let's begin. As that foot comes around, let's all straighten that bottom leg first. So this will give us some options. We're going to work into a deep twist here, but we'll start right here with a more easy twist. So spine is tall, left hand on the right knee, right arm wraps behind the back. So we'll lengthen through the crown and we'll exhale to just twist it out. If you can feel both of your sitting bones on the earth, belly moves with breath. Let's come back to center. We're going to twist the same way again, and you can stay exactly as you are. But if you'd like a little variation, bend that bottom leg so that the heel comes to the hip. Okay, so your left heel is up underneath your right hip. Same thing, hand on the knee, find tall spine, wrap the arm behind your back. If this leg is pretty close to your torso, you might hug the knee, or you could even come outside. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana, half lord of the fishes pose. And there's actually a bind here for those of you who are bindy people. You can reach through your legs and see if your hands want to find each other. And we'll come back to center. One more thing here before we switch. Grab your ankles. If you still have your legs straight, totally fine. But if your knees are bent, grab your ankles and start to walk your feet out wider. And what this is going to do is stack your legs like a sandwich almost, right? So from here, fingertips to the side, we're just going to fold over the legs and sing the highest opera note you can think of. At least that's what I feel like when my hips do this. Ah. How do you want to feel? Rise up. Use your hands to bring this leg off and straight. Shake it out. We'll cross the other side over. I know I'm not mirroring you anymore, so left leg is crossed on top. Hold with your right hand and then twist Look over your back shoulder. Inhale tall, exhale squeeze. Then come back to center. So round two, you can do the exact same thing or bend the knee and bring that heel, the right heel up close to the left glute. Knee stays high. So find your tall spine, grab that knee, wrap and twist. So we're looking for that edge, folks. We're looking for the place that's not too much, but not too dull, right? Right in the middle. Interesting and challenging. The edge is a place to park your attention. Close your eyes and feel what's happening here in your body. As we return to center, if your leg is straight, keep it straight. If your legs are both bent, start to walk your heels, your feet out, stacking the legs a little bit more. And then we'll bow forward over the legs. Notice, feel, breathe. Let's release. Ooh, take that top leg off. Both legs out straight. Give them a nice shake. Maybe even a little like pound on the floor. Pound your muscles. Feels good, huh? All right, let's lower down onto our backs. Hug your knees into your chest. And then with hands on the knees, pull your knees out wide. Push your knees away from you and squeeze them back in. You're going to make little oval shapes or circles with your knees to the length of your arms. Again, just stirring up the energy, everything that we dislodged. Go the opposite direction, push straight out, and then open to pull in. Awesome. Place your left foot on the floor and cross your right leg over. So it's like you're sitting in a chair, cross as high at the groin as you can. Open your arms out and then drop your legs to the left side. And turn your head to the right. So you want this sense of your spine being straight and twisted, right? It's like a barber pole, it's straight up and down and twisting. Look over your right shoulder and take 3 deep breaths. Uncross your legs, roll back to center. It might even feel good to shift your hips over to the left first, then cross and drop to the right. That'll keep your spine in that straight line. Turn your head to the left. Feel where your breath is moving in your body. The expansion, the space. Uncross your legs, come back to center. Give yourself one more little hug, a gentle stretch. And then let's begin to extend the legs out to the edges of your mat, arms a little bit wider, palms up. Take a moment to shift between your shoulder blades until they both feel even underneath you. Shift your hips until both of your hips feel even. Both of your calves and heels feel even. Turn your head side to side until you find that perfect resting place on the back of your head. And then just let your body be held here by the earth. Give over to the force of gravity. Let's take a nice deep breath together with a long sigh for an exhale. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your body in a way that feels really good to you. Begin the journey from lying on your back over to one side and back to a seat. And as we end this practice, I invite you to just bring that left hand, that nurturing hand, to your heart. Maybe the right hand covers the top of it. And this question again, how do you want to feel as we head out into this day? What are you taking with you from this practice? Baron Baptiste said, transformation comes not by adding things, but by removing what didn't belong in the first place. So perhaps this thing that we want, this way we want to feel, is not something that we need to achieve or get or gain. Perhaps it's letting something go. Let's bring our hands together in a gesture of gratitude. And I just want to say that today is always a really special day for me every year, remembering the day that this beautiful ray of light came onto the planet. My baby sister, Tiffany, happy, happy, happy birthday. I love you so much. Thanks for starting your day with us. Everyone, let's bow together. Namaste. Hi, my friend. Thanks for taking time for yourself today. If you ever want to practice with me live over Zoom, jump over to my website, denisestruce.as.me, grab a class. They're all free or by donation, or just continue enjoying these videos here.